Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Hey guys, how you doing? What we're doing in the video title, as you can see, is how I spend resources as a free-to-play player. And this idea came about from a Hot Rod in my Discord, so shout out to you, Hot Rod. So yeah, let's just talk about some of the few things that are in the game right now. So now that we have the GA Championships and TB, that's probably the two main priorities you guys should be looking out for still. And you know, talking about that, let's go into you know, what is the best way to prepare for this, and then we'll also go about what I'm using to spend my resources on, you know, all the energies and stuff like that. So let's go into it. So there's two main factions everybody should be working on right now. It's gonna be the Geonosians and the droids. Honestly, I think that you should be working on the droids first before the Geonosians, but the gear requirements for these droids are way more tough than it is for the Geonosians. Droidica and Magna Guard and B2 need so many carbs, it's just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, you need kind of B1, Droidica, Grievous, and then, you know, B2 and IG 100, Magna Guard, and then also the droid or the Geonosians. I think for Wat Tambori they all need to be 7-star, which is kind of tough because now Brood Alpha is a Cantina, which isn't that bad, but it kind of just is going to be a little bit tougher for the free-to-play to try to get. So that's my Cantina farm right now, and I'm doing around 300 refreshes a day on that. So, I mean not 300, I'm doing 3 refreshes a day for 300 crystals. And I get around, you know, 10-ish a day, a little bit more than that. And on this one, I'm gonna actually hold off on my spy right now. There's other spots for him to be farmed, and also he's a Cantina, so I kind of have to focus more on the Brood right now than the spy. And you got to make sure that they're not only 7-star, but they have to be 16,500 power. Sorry, just so you can, you know, access the mission. And then we come down here to Separatists. You need a lot of these guys, pretty much. For all these missions, you can see I didn't do videos on, you know, phases 3 and 4 because they are, for me at least, really hard to do any of the missions that require Separatists. I couldn't be any of them. I could beat normal combat missions, but really I couldn't be anything with Separatists, so these are my main priorities right now. Newt does need to be up there as well. He's a good leadership, and I recommend you guys working on him. Really work on every single one of these guys. They're going to be super important, not just for this new TB, but for future Separatists that we get, or even reworks, and especially the Geonosians. If they get reworks with the current state of how Brood Alpha is, they're going to be really good, and I'm expecting them to be really good in GA as well. So, besides, you know, the whole Separatists and stuff like that, let's go into a little bit of the Gear 13 part of this video. I recently just got Padme to Gear 13 as well as Anakin a little bit ago as well. Besides that, I am working in my GK. He should be getting his Gear 13 sometime in the near future. He needs 20 more of these to be turned to Gear 13. After him, I'm going to hold off on all my Galactic Republics, and I'm actually going to go and focus on Grievous, wherever I can find him. Droids. I'm going to work on Grievous after that. He's going to be a little bit tougher, and I need a lot of these furnaces, but really, the main thing that these come down to are these cryotechs for me. It's hard to farm all these, and I know that you can get these from the GA Championship store, but really it just is tough to farm these. I can farm the finishers a lot easier than I can for the cryotechs, and I just wish that we could get the cryotechs a little bit faster. And I know, like I said, you can buy them from the stores, but I need to kind of use those things on other things, like in the token store for the guild events. I need to focus on the negotiator. I need to work on other things, not just the cryos. But if I do place pretty well in my grand arenas, I'm able to, you know, buy a lot more of the cryos, and I expect on doing that. So after my GRs are done with the main 3, GK, Padme, and Anakin for Gear 13, I'm going to work on Grievous. And after Grievous, I'm going to work on actually Night Sister Spirit. And I know this is kind of something that you guys probably don't get, you wouldn't understand, but a really fast spirit and coupling that with her being really hitting hard with her offense, and at gear 13 she's going to get a lot more extra offense. So, you know, the speed and the offense on her will be really, really nice. And honestly, she's going to be really a pain in the butt to fight in GA because she's going to be going first, and typically the counter to a Night Sister team is going to be either EP Invader or Treya, and typically it's going to be Treya because you can kind of 3v5 it or sometimes 4v5 it depending on like who you have to fight with the gears. But the Spirit really makes those harder because she does just like straight, where is it? Right here. She has foresight, and then she has 100% offense, and her attacks ignore armor. The ignoring armor part is why she is so great, and she's going to be one of my my first after getting the Galactic Republic Gear 13. She's going to be my next on the list. And also, I know Clash did a video on Canderous, and I'm really, oh man, I'm really thinking about this one. I got this bayonet on him, and I got this armor plating. I just need one of these, but that's going to probably go on Spirit before him. And man, you can see in his videos that his damage is like 50k on crits, and even more so if you get like a bunch of buffs on him. That would be, if I can get a counter for that to like a different type of team, not just a Darth Revan Malix, because I plan on using my Padme versus that. I could use this Canderous in a lot of different other lineups with Scoundrels and just make it just a monster, man. Taking a lot of different teams, getting a lot more banners, and it's just crazy damage. I would love to have this guy Gear 13 as well. So we went over my future farms and who I'm going to get to Gear 13 in a little bit. Now let's go over my energy and how I spend it as a free-to-play. I like to think I'm still free to play. I have spent a little bit in the last month or so, like around 30 bucks. And honestly, that was just for getting crystals. I do a lot of different refreshes, guys, for my videos, and the crystals they need to be on a certain level for me, or else I'm going to be kind of OCD about my crystals. So I do spend some on the crystals, trying to do more battles in arena. Besides that, though, let's go for my mods. And honestly, the mods should be the cornerstone of what you're trying to farm right now. It's going to be the easiest energy to get, and I highly recommend, if you're like a free-to-play just starting out, try to do some mod challenges. Try to go for some of these speed ones. If you can, try to do the tier 3 one. Just do if you're lacking like very hard on your speed mods, try to do some refreshes on this one and just sim it a lot. Typically you don't get much of anything, but we got a blue here. See, nothing good, but you get a lot of these grays, and once you get a lot of these grays, just start up hitting the slicing stuff. All you gotta do is just go to like a certain character and go to speed and then go to E, and then as you can see here, I have a lot of them, and just start slicing. I mean, there's nothing too crazy about it. This is what I would typically do if I need more mods. Right now I'm okay with my mods, but man, you could always use some more. So like right here you got a 5. Let's slice this bad boy. We didn't get any speed, but that's typically what you want to do, trying to get mods. It's nothing too crazy. People like to overthink it, but honestly, you keep that in mind with you know, how much credits you need, and typically you want to have a good amount of credits up here. And right now I'm kind of low, so I'm not going to be spending any on the mod store. And really, if you're free to play, don't worry about the mod store too much at all, because that is going to be really a waste of your credits early on in the game, and will just later on kind of screw you. And you just you pretty much need those extra credits for you know, working on other tunes, other stuff in the store or in the game. But if you are pretty good in your ships, the ship credits, you can actually use these to buy some. But like I said, these are kind of not very good because you don't always get good rolls on your golds, and you should only be looking at golds in this store. You should not be looking at purples or blues. With that being said, I have had some good luck with blues, but typically that's not what you want to go for. Besides that, though, besides mods, like I said earlier about my Geonosians, I am farming the Brood Alpha right now, and you know what? I guess we could do some refreshes really fast. I'm only gonna do 2 refreshes a day because I'm really low on my crystals. the last video I did with Anakin, I spent over 2,000 crystals trying to get that video for you guys. So we got 10. We can now upgrade this guy. Let's go over and upgrade him. And yeah, this guy, he's gonna be really fun, man. At least 5-star, as you can see here. He's got 18,000 HP and 34,000 protection. That's like a little bit more than my Jango Fett is right now. My Jango Fett's gear 11 and 7-star, so that's pretty cool to see. I'm gonna hold off on the Zetas right now, and we'll come back to Zetas at the very end, which I'm gonna go for there. But let's continue on my farm. So that was my canteen. My canteen is always going to go to the Brute Alpha for the time being, and then for my my normal energy refreshes, I am putting that all towards my Droideka. And Droideka needs these pretty badly because he is on a hard node, which is 20 energy, and there we go, we got some good RNG today. Also, this is with XP, so you kind of get your bang for your buck there. Same goes if you're trying to farm Houndstooth and Jango Fett. But besides him, for that, I do typically like 2 to 3 refreshes a day on that guy. And whatever I have left over, I put that towards the Gear 12 finishers. Some days I go more hard on the finishers than I do on this one right here on the Droideka farm. And just all depends on what pieces I have for the finishers. If I'm close to it, then I'll go more for the finisher. If I'm not close to it, I just kind of play it low and just go for the safe bet on the Droideka farms. And then on this guy, I don't do too many refreshes on him because I've been getting some good drop rates. And what I'm doing instead is going more for the Brute Alpha with my energy there. So I spent typically 200 to 300 crystals for the day for refreshes there. Spent around 2 to 3 on this, and then I just stopped there because that's a lot of crystals, and I typically do get first in both my arenas every day. Ships are kind of, you know, off and on with my first place finishing. Typically I'm in top 5 though. But yeah, we're farming those two for, you know, of course the new TB for the droids, and really hoping to get them ready to go for a future GA, because those guys are really good. If you saw my last video also, I did one Grievous versus Padme teams, and it's pretty good. Not even a maxed out droid team, and it's still really hard for Padme to take out, at least my opinion is. So besides that though, guys, that's what my energy is going for right now. Always could use some of these, but we'll do that later on. And just to wrap this up, let's talk about Zetas. And my Zeta priority right now, I'm just gonna hoard them pretty much. I don't know when Malik's coming out. If he does come out soon, I'll put some on him. I have one ready to go right now. And you know, you never know. If the Geos get a rework soon, I'll throw Zeta on Brute Alpha because I find him to be really good in the faction, the Geonosian faction. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just hoard for now because there's a lot of others that we're gonna be probably getting in the future, and I just think it's a better bet to save them. But yeah, I think this is hopefully, you know, helpful for the free-to-play players out there. And this is kind of an update on what I'm doing, and going along with me being free-to-play, trying to tell you guys some tips, what I do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you found it a little bit helpful. And let me know what you guys are farming right now. If you're farming the similar things, let me know. If you're not, let me know as well. That's it for today though, guys. If you liked it, make sure you give it a like, share with others, and sub for this type of content. I don't typically do these type of videos, but I feel like I'm going to do them a little bit more. And good luck in your upcoming GAs, guys. And also with the new TV, hopefully you guys are getting ready for that as well. Also, there's a Patreon and a Discord link, but that's just out there. You don't have to if you don't want to. Well, that's going to be it though. I'll see you guys later.
Nice.